20,500. 20,500.
Me no know what put first. Audio that. Oh yeah. Go on now. They say there's a war going on.
I mean, coming up in all this regality, this regal queen. Girl, come on. I'm not going to break you. All right, come on. Yeah. You know the drill. Oh my goodness, yes.
And welcome to Connecting the Dots. Today, I have a repeat with Natalie Beasnael. Today, we're going to connect some dots because there's a lot going on over in Africa, and I think I need a cup of tea on this one. We're going to dish this tea. We're going to serve the tea today because there are things I want to know, and I know you want to sing and tell it all.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You know, I feel like I have a multiple entry visa to connecting the dots. Now, that's also political in a way, isn't it?
Ooh.
But we won't start that way. I'm grateful. I do have a lot to say. I have a lot going on my mind, but I honestly must say there's no other better person to speak with about Africa, about the world, than you, Mama Sandra Izsadore. Yeah.
Yes, you know, I have questions. It's also very painful for me because I thought by now, Natalie, we're talking 1969. It was a renaissance, not only a renaissance, but awakening in Nigeria.
Yes.
Nigeria had a choice to make at that time. And I talked about those things because here in America, we were going through the revolutionary period.
Right.
I'm black and I'm proud. Right. The Panther Party, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Oh, we had Nikki Giovanni. We had Maya Angelou, Huey Newton, Eldridge Cleaver, Stokely Carmichael, Thomas Sankara. We had Nkrumah. We had so many. Now, we had all of that, and I just knew we were coming forward. And then I discover Chad. You're my Chadian sister. And I had heard of Chad, and as a matter of fact, I met a few Chadians when I was there in Nigeria, but they didn't look like you, you know? They didn't look like you.
I hear that.
So I think during the red carpet of the Ankara Festival, when you were the hostess with the mostest on that MC, Who Are You? Interviews, that's how we met.
Well, we met at a beautiful event. Shout out to Ankara Festivals. Thank you, Lentini, for all that you do.
No, that he's one of those brothers that just makes me feel good. You know. Yes.
So,
okay.
Well, Chadians, you said something very, very, very instrumental in the way people see Chadians. Mm-hmm. We don't all look the same, but then again, Africa. When you look around, all throughout the continent, look at the tapestry of who and what Africa is made of. You know? So now I'm a Southern Chadian. I always like to say my name is Natalie Beasnael. I am from the tribe of the Gambais. I am from the village of Mbiku, firstborn daughter of Mr. Sem Beasnael Miantolo, Dr. Sem Beasnael Miantolo. So I stand a Chadian. I'm proud to be a Chadian. I'm proud to be a Southern Chadian. Now, with that, I'm also proud to be a dark-skinned Chadian. Chadians typically, because of the way the colonials, gave us the cutout of our country.
Yes.
The northern side of Chad has the light-skinned Chadians, or if by lack of words, I would say the Peul, the Fulani, the nomads, the Zahawas.
Now wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. Because I also met Fulani.
Yes.
And I met Fulani who were dark or darker than you.
Yes.
Okay, they did have the fine hair and keen features, but the Fulani were black.
I touched on something, didn't I?
Well, I know what my eyes have shown me.
Exactly.
Okay.
The Fulanis in Chad, or when we call them Peuls, traditionally
Or
they're
pale.
Lighter skin, yes.
Pale.
So most of them are from the northern, the pale. Yes.
Okay, well, let me even take it a step further. Let me bring it on back to America.
Yes.
They's miscegenated. Okay? And no offense. But I heard it in a movie, an American film with George Clooney. And anyone of mixed race was considered miscegenated.
Interesting.
Miscegenated. And from the history that wasn't taught to me in school, that I had to learn outside, that's when I heard the terminology of half-caste, quadroon, octagons.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when that's the reduction of the bloodline.
Yeah.
And when I read slave stories, okay? So anyway, moving forward to today, because we'll chat. I can't chat with you enough, But I'm disturbed by the evening mainstream news. And this time, it's a blip on Chad.
Isn't that interesting? I feel nothing has changed. I think in the beginning of our conversation, we talked about 1969. Have we done a full circle? Yesterday was very historical. And we say yesterday meaning 4/2021, April 20th, 2021.
Yes.
When you look at the stories, some of the historical events that have taken place, the verdict of Derek Chauvin, and you go back from the story of Emmett Till to who we are today. So from the Chadian president dying, Idriss Déby Itno, the only thing that I can say is that it hit us all like a bullet itself. He died of from his wounds from a gunshot. In a weird, sick kind of way, I almost want to say nepotism should be alive. But then for what reason? Because we seem to have progressed, or so I'd like to think, but the same things that happened during colonial times or after colonial times keep repeating themselves. So where do we go from here to keep people gruntled and to keep people emancipated? I think the only thing that I can see at this point is what happened in America, because I think from now on we've been emulating American ways.
Yes.
And we made history and we had peace. And at the end of the day, some of these other African countries, I think from some of my conversations this morning with some of the prime ministers in Chad, I heard that everybody wants peace. What is peace? It's so simple.
What is the price of peace?
What is the price of peace? That's, that's the sentence that I think resonates even more, powerfully with everyone, with me. What is the price of peace? Is it us, having to look at what our forefathers have gone through and saying, I don't want my life to go on like that? Or is it what our forefathers took? Do I want to go through that again?
Okay, let me try to connect these dots here.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
First of all, the first disturbance that I heard of was the Cameroons. The Cameroons and the border of Nigeria, they were going through conflict.
Yes.
French West Africa. Then the next piece of news I got wind of that wasn't being publicized mainstream. It's not being repeated in the evening news. But Dakar, Senegal. Problems there.
Yes.
French West Africa. What is going on in French West Africa? Now, what's his name? The French Prime Minister?
I won't say his name. Macron? No.
That one.
Yes.
He was in Africa.
Yes.
And I remember him going to the shrine in Nigeria and him on stage with Femi and Yeni, and it was a whole who's who.
Yes.
Him at the shrine, and everybody's doing, giving him all the fanfare and everything. But guess what? While he's there and they're having this big fanfare, black people are dying over some stupid fight that France is funding or supplying.
I've always said France is like an old lady. Now, do we want to elaborate and say she's pessimistic or optimistic at times? Sometimes she's pessimistic, and when she's happy, she's optimistic for her own, good.
Strictly her own good, because it's no good for anyone that has a dark hue in their skin.
Now, I can truly say that French-speaking Africa is waking up or is growing. We're developing. I think English-speaking Africa, as in general, got the message a long time ago in terms of what the colonials left for them.
And not only that, they had me, and they had Fela. Okay.
They had Fela, indeed.
And don't forget me.
Yeah, and don't forget.
Okay, I'm banging my drum right now. No, but somebody needed to say something.
Somebody, being outspoken. And I think the last time I said that Chadians, as a group of people, tend to undersell themselves because of the culture. But then again, is it as a result of what we've been taught by the French? France is beautiful. I mean, the culture, the history, the architectural side of it, and the culinary side of it. I'm a true French girl at heart. But by the same token, I haven't grown in terms of businesses, in terms of knowing who I am, in terms of tapping into all the talents that God has given me. Why? Because I personally don't know how I can exploit those for my own good and for my people. Now, France has left us with a beautiful language. That's it. ...
And they stole everything else. Well, yeah, you did a whole bunch of really bad deals.
We did. We had a lot of bad deals.
And that's why did that happen? That's what was it? They were doing business with the village chiefs. And the village chiefs didn't, I would say, am I correct in saying this or making this assumption? The village chief did not have a Western education.
Back in the day, I do know that it is a known fact that a lot of the village chiefs did not have the Western education.
So it was a big form of exploitation. And therefore, it was like, oh, these people are kind to me. Oh, these people are good to me. Oh, these people brought me the Bible. And these people are teaching me. They didn't see the brainwashing.
They didn't see, but you know, when you're destiny or when you're destined to become something, Africa is destined to be the greatest of all. That's my belief.
What do you mean destined to be?
We are, right?
Thank
so
you.
When you're destined to become or to be something, no one can close that door. They've tried over and over.
No, but you have to remember.
Yes.
Let's deal with it scientifically.
Scientific.
When we deal with it scientifically,
Yes.
she's been that way all the time.
All the time.
She was that way from the beginning.
She
brought civilization. She brought civilization to the world.
Absolutely.
Before the Pangea, when we were one, and it was Nubia.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
Africa is the center and the pearl.
Yes.
The pearl.
Absolutely.
Look at Africa today. All the resources are there.
Yes.
You know,
All the resources are there and they're endless. And that's the thing that puzzles me, because I think the colonials back then or the colonials today, I mean, there's, a subtle way of colonialism over there right now in Africa. I think they're afraid that there's the supply of what they're looking for, the wealth and the riches would end. However, it keeps multiplying. I mean, the continent.
but look at the destruction and the disrespect. The disrespect that is there.
Yeah.
You know, the exploitation.
Yes.
That's still there. And you know what? I'm going to say it again and again. What colonialism did is far worse than what slavery has done. And you know how wicked. I don't know. I'm sure you've read American history. You know me. Yes. You've seen what I know about this country. I don't have any type of hatred because, I look at it like this. I'm going to go spiritual. On my spiritual plateau. For things to change, there's always been a sacrifice.
Always.
And you know what? On the good side, the sacrifice was a man called Jesus.
Yes.
Some say his name was Jesus. I don't know what his name, but Yahweh. I mean, so many, but he was the Son of God. He was a son. He was a son of perfection. Now that could be the son of Oludumare, because there's so many different names. I don't know, but I know this good thing occurred.
The ultimate sacrifice was given to us, and Christ died, for us. But he resurrected.
Yes.
And so with, what's going on today, you mentioned the effects of slavery here in America. If it wasn't for slavery here in America, I, Natalie Beasnael, would not be able to enter the gates of America and be able to succeed. So it affects us all.
Well, let me put it to you like that, because once again, it was my ancestors, the Ados, those slaves. That's my bloodline. My bloodline are those slaves that were captured. And those slaves that survived the Middle Passages.
Right.
Those slaves that were beaten.
Yes.
So That's what I bring to this table. And see, all those slaves, when they put them together, our ancestors may have shared the voyage together. It didn't matter. You were black, and you, according to them, you were black and you had nothing. You were uneducated because they did not know your culture.
Exactly.
So they put us all together. So when they put us all together in those ships, they didn't care whether you were king, queen, peasants, what tribe, but they knew, we knew, my ancestors knew that we had to stick together.
Exactly.
And that is Pan-Africanism. But somewhere, colonialism was able to keep those shackles on the brains of many Africans. And especially my Nigerian brothers and sisters, the ones who hold the most PhDs and master's degrees. What happened? And I'm telling you, when I look at Nigeria today and I see the type of buffoonery and the sellout, not in just Nigeria, but African, when I don't understand Chad, I don't know Chad like that, but apparently Chad must be doing something right or something very wrong. Because the reason why I say that, because I don't know many Chadians. As a matter of fact, I've only met two, you being one, and the sister with the market in
Hawa, Mongol.
Yeah, Hawa.
and Jibia.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have not met her, but I've spoke to her, you know, by text, this technology. But that's it.
You know, you mentioned Nigeria. I think you also mentioned the journey of our ancestors from the continent to the Americas. Honestly, the problem of Nigeria is everybody's problem.
Thank you. Hello.
Africa's one.
Hoot hoot. Ding 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 ding.
Right?
Will
What?
somebody wake them up?
Somebody wake us all up.
No, but see, before Natalie, before any of us will have a strong footing,
Yes.
Africa got to get right.
Africa's got to get right, and we're working. We're working on it. It starts
With
you,
us?
me,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
talking about it and taking action, being proactive, being a true Pan-Africanist. And it doesn't mean saying I'm from this tribe, which I specifically mention which tribe I am from.
Yes.
Because it's unheard of to do some of the things that I'm doing
Yes.
for a Ngambai girl. You know, most people say, are you from Nigeria? Are you from Ghana? Are you from the north of Chad? No, I am a Chadian.
But you know what? I love your title. The fact that you can do that.
Yeah.
The fact you can do that. I can't. But I know a little bit. I know a little bit because my people were stolen. We were violated. And I brought all that up. And I brought up Jesus Christ to show you that even in the worst of the storm, no matter how bad it is, good, you know, and it's the sacrificial lamb. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, the price, we said the price of peace is, you can't put a price tag on any of it. But we all know what it takes for us to be free. We also know what it takes for us to be content. And
We need some enlightenment.
yes.
Okay, and that enlightenment is this. And I want to go back because, see, I want to talk to my people out there. Because, see, you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be a Muslim. You don't have to be religious in any way because it's over 42,000. You know, over 42,000, but I'm sure. I don't care what you call yourself or how you call yourself. Let me say this. I'm sure everyone believes in the universe. Now, to me, That's God. Because that infinite Alpha and Omega with no ending, no beginning and no ending, that's my God. And see, we are all spiritually connected. Once we tune into that spiritual connection, knowing that we're all part of the body, that body, we're all part of that body. But right now, Satan, if you want to say that, the Antichrist, I don't know what you want to call it, how, but that evil thing that does exist, there's no denying. Based upon what is happening in the world today, so much unrest. Chad, Senegal, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Kenya, Chad.
Yes.
What is happening that made the Chadians all of a sudden start fighting?
You know, I don't know if we started to fight or it's been a way of life. You know, I want to say, the notion of just being at rest seems to be a foreign thing from what I've known all through my life from childhood to now. Because I remember being whisked out of the country actually during bullets flying. Yes, I remember that vividly, like it was yesterday.
What?
Fast forward today, it seems like that keeps happening. But what I've noticed though with Chadians, and you mentioned my good friend and sister Hawa and Jibia Mongol, I know that we're tired of fighting and running and not having anything built in our country. Don't be wrong, the Chadian wants to have nice things. We want to have malls. Heck, we want to have, some beautiful buildings. We want to have businesses. We want to have the most beautiful spas and hotels and resorts. But what do you accomplish if there's constant fighting and destruction of the country?
Why? And for what? What for? What is it?
Well, you've got tribalism, things that we all know about. You've got remnants of colonialism, and you've got nepotism. You mentioned it. You said
all them isms.
So how do we get rid of some of the isms? And in a volute kind of way, how do we start saying, look, this is not the norm. I've seen maybe, and what is the norm? But I know deep down that the norm is not running and dodging bullets and famine, just being hungry. Let's be hungry for the right things,
Let me tell you something. Today, America is throwing away food, organic food.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand. But I just, I don't want to, go on and on and on, because I can go on and on and on. But it's been fun being here with you today on Connecting the Dots. So now we have connected.
Connected.
You and I, we're going to have to continue to connect dots.
Yes.
No, seriously.
Yes. No, it's a must.
We have to continuously connect dots. We need to continuously communicate and let the world know how we feel. It's just thoughts and conversation, but it's thought that make you go, Thank you for joining me on Connecting the Dots. Please like and subscribe and leave me a comment as well. If there's more that I can learn, I just want to learn. That's all. Until next time.